believe in religion. The purpose of the videos is to get you to turn your minds on and begin to think and to use logic and reason and realize religion is not real. Now the purpose of this video comes from one of my YouTube subscribers whose name, forgive me for forgetting your name, I will mention you in another video, especially if you comment on this one so I know who said what, because there's a lot of comments I just can't remember who said what. But what he talked to me about was your experience when you got saved and came to Christ. And my experience was in June of, I even got it in my song, Little Histories on YouTube.
92, I was a temp, full-time up in Cannon, unsaved, not knowing I was lacking understanding. In my eyes, I was okay while all the while misbehaving. Then this brother Keith Brown pointed out I needed saving. Since my life needed correcting, went to church that Sunday. I received the Lord's gift on the 24th of May. And I bought myself a Bible because my soul needed feeding. Kept reading and reading and reading and reading. Judy Braithwaite or Miss.
And I believe, I hope that was right before I post whatever. But my experience getting saved at around 20 years old was, let me take y'all back real quick. And I recorded this video before, but I hated the way it sounded, so I said I can't use that. It sounded stupid, it was too slow. I hated it. So let me try to run it down real quick, quick to keep your attention, because you got a day to go on with, and let me just say what I'm saying. This is how mine went. So I'm living in my mom's house, as we all do, and I live in the garage, which has been made into a room. So, you got to get a job. I got a temp job working at Canon, who makes the printers. So I'm working at a table. We was working at a table where they tested parts, toner parts. They were just cylinders, and they were coming up too small, and so we had to tap them on something. If it was too small, it would fall through. If it was the right size, it wouldn't go in. And so we had to go through all these boxes. It's a temporary job. That's what we did. So we at the table talking, everybody talking about how they got high that weekend, drunk, who they sexed, did whatever, we cussing, whatever. So one dude wasn't talking. He never talked. And I was like, got to talk to him. Like, yo, what's up, dude? Dude was like, yo, I'm a Christian. Now, I was at that point in my life, when that young point where they're like, you got to do something with your life. I didn't know what to do, where I'm going to go. So I was like, this is what I wanted to hear. He's a Christian. He was older than me. I knew hardly nothing. And if he knew one thing, he knew more than me. And so he talked to me about his experience. He had his issues too. And told me I should, go get saved, blah, blah, blah. Y'all know how that goes. And I was like, you know what, I'm going to go to church. So I went to church that following Sunday. And I don't know what the preacher preached about. I went to my family's church where my father's mother and older sister went to. My aunt and my grandmother, right? And the preacher talked about whatever. He talked about coming for the altar call. And my eyes watered up and everything and whatever. And I wanted to go, but I didn't go. Because I was like, well, the logic came in. Well, I just came back. I don't want to just come back and then go in. Let me kind of warm up a little bit, go a few times, then go up. So I saw the brother Keith Brown at work again. I said, I went, but I didn't go up. And he was like, yo, you should just go up or whatever. And I was like, okay, I hear you. But in my later experience, I was the type of person in Christianity. I would have got the person saved sitting right at that table. You ain't got to wait till Sunday. I would have got you to do everything right at that table and been done with it. So anyway, following Sunday, I go back to church. I go back to church, and I talk to my aunt. She's an usher, one of the head ushers. She's at the back door. I sit at the seat kind of near the back, and she says, well, either you can go up during the altar call, or you can go talk to him after the service. I said, okay, cool. So I'm sitting there by myself whenever they do the altar call. That feeling to go up from last week wasn't there. So it was a couple in front of me, and the female was talking to the guy got up and went up. And I was like, wow, like he's my age, he went up. So I looked back at my aunt, she looked at me, she nodded, and I went up. And I'd lie to you not. This is my Christian story about that experience. I said, when I stepped into that aisle, my eyes were flooded with tears. I couldn't see. It was like something carried me to the front. It just carried me to the front, whatever. I was just crying so hard, whatever. And whatever they said, I don't really hardly know. They took us to the back. I was crying. They do the whole thing. It was an old Baptist church. You know, do you receive this, that, the third? Then they had to come out and do the little vote crap. I don't know what the purpose of the vote crap is. So everybody, anybody, you want to join? Anybody, you know, you okay with it? Say yay. If you disagree, say nay. And everybody said yay. I'm 20 years old. I done got saved, joined the church. I go back to my seat. I'm crying. After service, church full of women. Ain't hardly no men there, but the deacons. You know, the deacons would be asleep half the time anyway, and trying to holler at the women in the church. But anyway, so they comfort me. You made the right decision. You made the right decision, whatever. And I just cry. So my thing was, you know, you got to add on to that later. So later I added to the story, and then people were like, oh, I said I cried. And later I asked the Lord, why was I crying? And the Lord said, because you was free. The Lord didn't tell me chat. I added that on there. Sounded good too. You in the church world, that sounds good. Preachers always talk about a whole story they had, a whole conversation they had with the Lord that never happened. They made it up right then when they just said it to you then. I look back at it now, that was all me in my head. It was a mental disease, mental illness. I'm making it all up, believing an imaginary friend that didn't exist. Today I look back at that and say, wow, you know, because I was raised in it, that's what I thought I believed, right? I thought I believed. I didn't know it. I believed it. Didn't see anything. Believed it based on all my life being raised in a church. So that was my experience with it. You know, you can share in the comments, what was your experience with it? Did you think about that when you left religion or whatever? You know, I mean, I don't look at it the same anymore. I look at it as I was mentally deceived. I don't believe any of that now. So let me know what your thing was, and I'll see you in the next video. Y'all take care out there. Peace.
Who you?
B-L-O-V-E, rap extraordinaire.
Yeah, seen you on TV.